Morning, folks. How are we doing? Back here again with Amberlynn Reid. This one is called Weigh In. Trauma made me fat. And firstly, I think you all know my opinion on like the boohoo, pity me, victim complex stuff. I'm not a big fan of it. So the second I saw this is why this is like a day late because I saw this yesterday. I was really busy and I was like, it's only 10 minutes long. I could probably quickly record it. And I was like, no, I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. The second I saw it, I was like, nope, no, we good. Weigh-in, I think's funny because like I thought we weren't doing weight loss and weigh-in content and stuff like that anymore. She did the whole shrimp gate recap thing where she said, "Yeah, guys, I just wanted to get away from this and I still do." And now she's like immediately went back to it. Like the last like two things have been entirely based on like weight loss and clickbaiting her life. I don't know, it just is weird, but I don't know. We're just gonna get straight into it, guys. So 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Hey guys, so
Hello.
welcome to a new video.
Oh God, I forgot. I was like, why is she talking so slow? She must be sad. Guys, I forgot. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm not gonna make you sit through at 1 time speed. I'm not that bad. That's a great opening picture though from her.
Figured I want to start doing some random
Okay.
weigh-ins for you guys. I really want to do this for the people who enjoy this type of content,
But
but it's me.
but you're the one who doesn't enjoy it. It's just like I said, it's so weird. Now we're back to doing weigh-ins like a week after she said she didn't want to do weigh-ins anymore, and like then she went on to talk about her new diet, and the next video it's now weigh-ins again. I don't know. It's just really weird. It's really weird. It feels like the second she's like a child. Okay, she's kind of like a child. I'm not doing the age regression thing because that is also something I don't believe from her whatsoever. I think she might be immature, but I don't think she's like I've aged regressed, guys, because of trauma. I don't believe that. I believe she's just immature as a person. But she's like a child where she's like, well, guys, you're not getting weight loss stuff anymore, and then she didn't get the response she wanted, so immediately she brought back weight loss. Maybe people went on strike. Remember she claims people unsubscribed to her were going in strike. But maybe that happened again. I just didn't notice.
Mainly for me. It's
Okay,
very
sure.
like diary form, but everyone is seeing it through video. I just want to document this part
What?
of my life. Like, how am I gonna?
Didn't you have like a bullet journal with like 300? That's another good picture. But oh my god, I'm so good at these. Didn't you have like a bullet journal with like 300,000 different things you could fill in for like the level of humidity per day and stuff like that? And wasn't that meant to be her like way of like recording it for herself so she could look back on it like in years to come? I guess if people actually do that with bullet journals. But now it's like, well, guys, I just want to record it and I have to do that via video. It's mainly for me though. But no, it's clearly not, because that's what you had all the bullet journals for.
Document my weight loss surgery journey, but not talk about the foods I'm eating or my weight. I think that's counterproductive because that's like
It was your idea. I'm sorry, I know I did this last time, but it was your idea. It's just that again. It's like now she's like talking about it. It's like the time with God, what was it? The Mexico, where someone said, "Oh, maybe you should go to Mexico because there's less restrictions." She goes, "Guys, I don't even understand why you do that. Who would want like weight loss surgery immediately? It doesn't make any sense." And it's like that's what you wanted. And now it's like, guys, like I know I said that I don't think it's healthy to record my weight online and talk about my weight and the foods I'm eating and stuff like that. But guys, like, why would someone do that? That doesn't make. Why would you do that? I don't even get it. That doesn't make sense. It's like it was you who said it. It's like everyone else was the one telling you that it was a dumb idea, and now you're here condescending like everyone was wrong and you're right. It's just as like I said, I knew I wasn't gonna enjoy this one.
the whole point is changing the way I eat so I can lose weight to save my life. So I want to share that with you guys. So I'm not going to have any like schedule. I'm not going to say, okay, I'm going to do a weigh-in once a week for you guys on this day. No, I'm just going to
I find that stupid. I do think it's a good idea to have like a set day. I think daily weigh-ins are silly. I think daily weigh-ins can really mess with people's heads. I think like do it every Monday, do it every Wednesday, do it every Friday, something like that. I think that can be a good idea, but each to their own how they want to do their weigh-ins, like, whatever. It's not like if you don't do it like every week at the exact time every single Friday, you're gonna lose. It's not like that. I just find it so weird because like my biggest issue is that she's the one who said, like, I've been really good, I'm on track, I've been doing all this stuff, I've been so good. She showed us what she ate in a day, and it was like 600 to 800 calories, something ridiculously low. Every grocery haul, there's nothing like really that unhealthy there. It is like, guys, I got 17 bags of lettuce, I got 82 pounds of lean turkey mince, and I got some broccoli, and yeah, that's basically it, guys. And it's like, can you just not? If you were eating that good every day for the months now it's been that you have claimed that you're eating like that, you would have lost so much weight. And here we are. I don't know what her weight is. Maybe she has lost. Maybe she's claiming that she's lost weight. I don't know, but well, let's see.
Throw them up for you guys anytime that I want to just like talk about how I'm doing, share my weight, whether it's a gain or loss. So I like how my past weigh-in videos would go, where I would talk about like how I'm doing, and then I would have you guys ask me some weight related questions. It really helps with, like, topic.
I think those are I hated the weight related questions because they're just so lame. But really, like, most of the questions you get asked are lame. But I remember her weigh-ins always being like some of my least favorite of her videos, because it's always just like, oh, she's having a good scratch at her ear back. I'm not sure you can hear her go every once in a while. She's enjoying that. I don't know. The 5 weight related questions always, I can't even remember them because they're all so generic. And I was like the same questions near enough every single time.
Ideas, because I don't want these videos to just be like, hi, today is my weight and I'm doing good. Bye. I want to go a little bit more into things, into topics.
Why don't you just maybe include them as part of your vlogs? Because it would be a good, like, and not put it in the title. Wouldn't that be a good idea? Because if you're trying to, like, she's obviously trying to clickbait people. Like, this whole video was clickbait, weigh-in trauma made me fat. The whole thing is clickbait. But wouldn't it be better, instead of having like dedicated weigh-in videos, wouldn't it be better to be like, every once in a while in my vlog, I'm going to do a weigh-in. And it's not make it a separate video, like a special event where we're meant to fucking blow trumpets because, oh my god, Queen Amber's like letting us know her personal information. Why not just include it in a random vlog? Because then it's not, you aren't making it overly special. You aren't making it this like big thing that's so important, that is apparently so important that it causes you to be stressed out by it. Maybe just have it there. And also, that encourages people to watch your general vlogs, because they'll be sitting going, oh, I wonder if she's going to weigh in today. Oh, I wonder if she's going to weigh in today. And don't clickbait it at all. But obviously Amber is entirely about clickbaiting and making stuff up and all. So I don't think she would go for that, but I think it could be a healthier option for her to go for that.
Talk about things. And who better to ask than the audience watching me of what kinds of things do you want to know about my weight loss journey or things that I'm going through? So we're definitely going to start with that. I went through a phase where I did 3 questions per video. Then I did 5. I feel like that's a lot. It's a lot of like long-winded.
Yeah, just do 1.
So I think I'm just going to stick to 3. So here they are. So the first one is,
also, just to address her point of saying, like, who better to ask than my audience, my fan base, on what you would like to know? It's like, well, like, this video in particular is one of the worst. I think it is something like, God, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I think it is like a 85-90 that like dislike ratio to it. So obviously people are very unhappy with this video. Like, so surely your audience aren't the people you should be asking, because the majority of them don't like you or disagree with what you're doing. I just find that silly. I think it'd be better if you just talked about how your week went in general. Maybe talk about, on Monday I had these foods, and I did this many steps. On Tuesday I did this, but I wasn't really feeling good, and I had this, and maybe something like that would be a bit better than these questions. But maybe she'll prove me wrong. I already know one's going to be about trauma, because that's where this clickbait came from.
The people at your weight loss surgery clinic where you're getting your weight loss surgery done know about your YouTube channel. So yes, they do know about my YouTube channel. Yeah, because they have watched my videos.
Told them all.
So it's just something that is out in the open. It's like a really big part of my life.
Yeah.
So yes, they do know. Second question is,
this is why when she goes like, guys, I know everyone thinks I'm confident. Like, I don't understand why people think I'm confident, guys. It's because you went to like a weight loss seminar and you were telling people about your YouTube account, and you were like adding random people there on your Facebook. That's what she claimed back when she first talked about the seminar thing she did in person. That's why people think you're confident, because like I don't yeah, it's not my life, it's not my job like it is for her, but like I couldn't really imagine just going up to people in real life and being like, hey there, how you doing? Hey, do you like hearing like some guy just talk about like fat people online? oh, well, I've got a YouTube channel for you to follow. I wouldn't do that because it's like my YouTube is like so immensely disconnected from my personal life that like only a couple people know about it. I don't know. I just think it's I think that's one of the reasons why people think she seems overly confident.
Will you continue therapy after the 12 required sessions? Yes, 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 yes. Big fat yes. So I feel like therapy before the surgery is just like the beginning stages.
Yes.
You know, I'm just like tipping my toes in the lake, you know?
Yes, I do. But see, the thing is, I find this question weird because wasn't she like doing therapy before this? Because she had that person who she said she couldn't agree with whatsoever, and they didn't help her at all, and they made her worse, and they actually made her binge because they were health at any size, and she couldn't stand it, and then she left that therapy because she needed to get the new one because apparently they just wouldn't work together with her weight loss surgery. But then she started talking about it. So like she already does therapy pretty constantly, it seems. So it just seems weird. It's like, are you going to keep doing therapy after the allotted 12? It's like, well, based on her track record, obviously she will. Does she do therapy? I know there's a lot of discussion because some people claim no, she doesn't do therapy. This is the first time she's doing therapy, and that's why she's so like claiming to be emotional about it because it is the first time she's actually done therapy. I personally think she probably does do therapy because people like her, they like to go and they like to complain to someone, and they like to be able to pay someone to go and vent to them and complain to them and say, ooh, look how hard my life is. So I do imagine that Amberlynn probably is someone who does do therapy.
What I'm saying. But then after surgery is when the real deal, like I'm not saying the therapy now isn't the real deal. You know what I mean? Things are going to be hard after surgery. I can't rely on food for comfort anymore. Yeah. So it's like, I'm going to need therapy. I'm going to need to talk about my feelings. And
maybe that's why originally like wanted you to like cure your disorder first. Like I always thought that was silly and didn't really make a huge amount of sense. But maybe that's why they wanted you to cure your disorder. If you're like already talking about how incredibly difficult it's going to be for you to be doing like aftercare for yourself, basically when you're struggling, you can't like just cope with eating lots of food.
What I'm going through, instead of turning to food or wanting to turn to food, I'm going to be like, yes, I have that therapy appointment this week. You know, I can't wait to talk to my therapist, blah, 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 blah. So yes, that's very, very important to me.
I find that weird. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's just me. I'm someone who just tries not to let anything pretty much get to me. But I find it weird that you would turn your coping mechanism from food to like, oh yeah, I can't wait for therapy. I feel it's weird if you're trying to make therapy your replacement coping mechanism. Surely by with these 12 that she's meant to have done, meant to be doing right now, surely by that point you should have at least some, well, to be fair, she's been doing it for years. She should have some form of coping mechanism that isn't, oh god, I can't wait for my next therapy session so I can rant, when you have something else, it's like every time you want to eat, some food, you pick up your phone and you play one game of Candy Crush, something like that, take your mind off it. I don't know, like some random coping mechanism.
That I continue therapy before and after weight loss surgery. So the last question, when did you first start turning to food for comfort? This started at a very, very, very young age. I have always...
See, we have heard all this before. This is why, like, the trauma made me fat thing. I knew it was just going to be a, when did you start overeating? And it was like, oh, when I was young. It's like, yeah, okay, well, that's for a lot of people who are like Amberlynn size, that is the case. Like, it is, like, eating disorders and all generally start when people are young. There are very few people I would know who would be like 35 and suddenly be like, I'm anorexic now. It's a learned thing, from your childhood generally, or a coping mechanism from your childhood as well. But I don't know. I just knew that's where the question was going to be, and I was just like, bro, I've heard it all from her as well before, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, if she was like 18, 19, 20, 21, I would be like, okay, I'm a lot more understanding this. But just like, bro, you're like 32. Like, you're like 32, and you're like, guys, I had a hard childhood, and as such, I still overeat. It's like, you've been out of the foster system for like nearly half your life at this stage. Not to downplay it, but it's been like nearly half your life. I think by this point you probably should have like actually worked and got yourself sorted.
It's been bigger than I was supposed to be, even as a toddler. I wasn't like massive as a toddler. I was a little cutie, okay? So here are some photos if you want to see.
I don't. I'm sorry, I don't give two fucks what you look like as a toddler. That's just weird, trying to do a serious thing, but also trying to be like, by the way, I was so cute, and like trying to joke about it. I don't know, it's, like the total like inconsistency there is just kind of odd to me.
It's, a little chunky. I wasn't skinny by no means, but I had a few extra pounds. I had a few extra pounds going on.
What is she talking? I'm sorry, what is this? She is like a totally normal looking toddler in at least those pictures she showed. She is like totally normal looking. Like, what? Like I don't. I just find it so weird that her 500 plus pounds is sitting there going like, yeah, even as a toddler, guys. Yeah, I was fat as a toddler. I wasn't too fat, but I was fat as a toddler, and it's just like a toddler. It's not like you were like a toddler and you were like 80 pounds or so. I don't know how much a toddler weighs, if I'm being 100% honest with you. Like 80 pounds or something like that, where you had like 6 chins. I find that weird. Why include that bit?
And I just remember so well, like, especially when I was like 7, people just telling me, oh, this is just baby weight. She's going to be fine. It's something that stuck with me for a while.
Okay.
And then once I hit puberty, it was like, oh, don't worry. Once you hit puberty and now that you have, things are going to start evening out and you're going to lose weight and all this.
She looks older there than she does now. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys will come back again. No, she doesn't. She looks older there than she does now. It's weird. And I'm sorry. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, some people, if they get a growth spurt, will like even out. But it's like, because they got a growth spurt, they evened out. Like if you're fat, just hitting puberty doesn't mean that will go away. Like I'm hardly preaching to anyone here, because like I don't think any of my viewer base are prepubescent. Like, but I don't know. The story is I've been fat a lot. She probably ate too much. Like, could that be trauma related? Yes, because like eating disorders generally are caused by some form of issue as a child, which understandable. But at the same time, it can just be bad parenting. It doesn't necessarily have to be trauma. If she was fat from, as she says, a toddler, that's not trauma based. That's bad parenting based.
Stuff. Nope, never happened. So I grew up with a hard childhood. I mean, it's obvious. I was put into foster care. You don't get put into foster care for nothing. I don't have trauma for nothing.
Guys, I don't have trauma for nothing. By the way, remember when I wore that dress last episode and I said it was traumatic for me to wear that dress? This is why people say she overused the word trauma, because she takes away any actual meaning from it. Like, she seems excited when she says trauma. She actually seems gleeful when she says trauma, because it's like the ultimate shield. And it's like, bro, I'm sorry. Yeah, you had a hard childhood. Cool. A lot of people have had hard childhoods. When it's been like I said, nearly half your life is you out of the foster system, is you older than 18, then I think we're at the point where you can't be like, guys, when I was young, Jesus Christ. Didn't she get taken to foster care when she was like pretty young? It's not like she got taken in when she was like 16 or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I just can't believe we're reliving this again. I can't believe we're just going through this again.
I went through a lot. Things that I don't talk about, probably won't talk about on here. And I just always felt myself eating more than I should have, eating when it wasn't time to eat, eating when no one else was eating. I was eating adult portions at like a young age, 8, 9 years old. And I never really understood why I was doing those things until I got a little bit older. The first time that I ever processed, like, there's an issue here. I couldn't
this is just like the pity party, and I'm not on board. I didn't buy a ticket for this. I'm not really a fan of the pity party. It's just kind of lame. We've heard this so many times before. I'm not a person who goes like, guys, bad things happen to me, which I'm not going to talk about. And it's like, see, when people say that so often, it is manipulation. Even if it's well-meaning, it's still manipulation, because it's like saying there's something super bad, but I can't talk about it. So immediately you're meant to like think in your head, oh, it's super bad. And you make the excuses for them. They don't even have to say what it is. It could be nothing. They could be exaggerating it. But in your head, you're playing it up. So you're already gaining sympathy for him, because you're just imagining the worst things in your head. I guarantee when she said that, even though most of you guys have probably heard it before, you guys thought of something that might have happened to her. I guarantee it. I'm right. I don't like people doing that. She's done it repeatedly throughout the past couple of months where she's like, things are going on in the background, guys, that I'm just, I can't, I'm not ready to, I can't talk about. I am just not ready to talk about it, but things are going on. And then she kind of just forgot about that by the next video, because there likely really wasn't. It was just, like I said, it was just her implanting the seed in your head. So you start thinking, oh, something bad's happening. And it perks your interest, makes you feel sorry for her. There's a big part of me that just wants to be, if she just keeps whining like this, I might just cut this down and cut out as much as I can of this, because I'm not here for her just to repeat the same stuff she said over before and just say, yeah, I'm fat because I ate a lot from being a kid. It's like, yeah, we know.
Process too hard, because as a 10-year-old, like, what are you really going to process, you know? It was when I did Girl Scouts and I ate a whole box of cookies in my closet. I was in an all-girls group home at the time, and I was supposed to give the Girl Scout cookies over to the person who bought them, but I was 10 years old, crying in my closet, eating all of them. It was actually like a cookie.
Do kids really? Because like 100%, I could imagine myself as a 10-year-old eating a box of chocolates. It's just like, it's what I said about the implanting a seed. You obviously think it's bad, and it might not be as bad. But when her example's like, guys, it's just, I realized I was traumatized when I was sitting there eating a box of cookies, and it's just like, I could totally imagine myself doing that as a 10-year-old, you know. As a 10-year-old, 100% I can imagine doing that. It's not like you're like a 25-year-old working at McDonald's and someone orders a Big Mac, and before you even hand it to them, you're eating their Big Mac that they've already paid for, and you're sitting there weeping in the middle of it because you just couldn't hand over the food. It's not, it's just like you're 10, you know. I don't know. I could just totally picture myself doing that, and I just find it weird that she's like, I was sitting there crying at 10 years old, realizing that I was traumatized and I couldn't stop eating. The 10-year-olds really think that in depth about stuff like that. Also, I was right then. She was taken away from the bad situation, like obviously, and foster parents aren't always great, and child homes aren't always great. But it's like, so she was like already away from that, about the negative situation before she was 10, which is like, then it was like a third of her life was spent in the bad situation. If you get what I mean, I'm trying hard not to downplay, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm trying to explain why I have little sympathy and why I'm not overly fussed when she starts doing this whole thing, because I'm very pragmatic. I'm just like, bro, you're old enough at this point. You really should have sorted yourself out, and now that we're doing a pity party for you here, I can't help but go like, but you're the one who was aware of these issues 10, 15 years ago, and you've done nothing about it.
Peanut butter brittle. I don't even remember exactly what it was called, but this was 22 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, every day. I forget how old I am until I start talking to you guys. It's weird. There's a lot of things that I forget in my past.
Yeah, it's almost like you're a normal human. Most people do. Like, did she not have like a sense of realization when she said, wow, that was 22 years ago? Not be like, yeah, I probably should just get over that. You know, I probably should just you know, have worked better at like fixing myself. Probably should just like put that in the vault and be like, that's, you know what, that's done. I am going to choose to move forward. But she's like telling a bunch of internet nobodies and strangers about a time when she was 10 and she was sad because she was eating cookies, and it's like, you're dredging up this like apparently traumatic memory for like internet clout, and it's just like, I don't know, it feels so odd. It feels so weird.
A lot. So many memories blocked, and it's scary because it's like, what am I forgetting? But there are.
I couldn't tell you fucking 99.9% of what happened in my childhood. Neither can you. The reason why we remember so much of our childhood is we just remember like core memories, you know, not to go all Pixar on you, but you remember a lot of core memories because your brain like says this is a new experience and it like documents it pretty much. That's why like when you get older, time seems to move faster because like you're not making as many memories because you don't have as many new experiences. Like, I'm sorry, it's just Amber's acting like it's like she's so unique because she doesn't remember most of her childhood, and immediately in her head it's not because that was 22 years ago and she has done so much more since then, and it's just natural as time goes on you forget stuff. She can't picture that bit in her head. Instead her head immediately jumps to, wow, there must be so much trauma that I've blocked out and bad things that happened to me that I've blocked out. Like, that it's a mental block as opposed to just being the natural progression of life.
You know, some things, some trauma that I do remember, of course. And I remember the way I felt eating those cookies. I remember why I was doing it. I missed my parents a lot. I remember I hadn't seen them in a while. I didn't know where my brother was. And because we were separated at that point.
I'm sorry, I'm so not up for this pity party. I'm probably going to skip through this here, but guys, which I didn't want to do because I was like, this is probably going to be a short video because if there's going to be so much of this just like boohoo stuff, because I feel like I have already repeated myself far too many times, and I don't really like to just harp on someone when it is just them trying to drum up pity. And I'm sure a lot of people do feel sorry for her, like based on the like to dislike ratio. Probably not, but I like I said, yeah, like yesterday I saw this and I was like, nah, I'm not in the mood for this. I saw Salah and Chantal's new one, and I was just like, kind of want to just do Salah and Chantal's new one, and I'm probably just going to do it straight after this because this is going to be boring, and I'm going to be done very quick. So yeah, we'll probably just skip now.
Okay, so now that we are done with.
Okay, yeah, well, you know, we're actually nearly done there. Yeah, it was, the rest of it was just bad. It was just her saying that she taught herself to do it because she was so lonely, and she taught herself that food made her happy, and she can't unlearn it, and that's why finally she's doing it, and she's finally giving it her all, and she's so excited about doing therapy to cure it, and it's like, haven't you been doing therapy you've literally told us you've been doing therapy for years and years. And you've said it before every other time. It's like, guys, I'm finally ready to fix my... Like, it was just lame. Let's go.
3 questions. I do want to get into my weight. So there has been a lot of conspiracy that I am 600 pounds. This has been going on for over 6 years on my channel now.
Yeah, it has.
Always thinking I'm over 600 pounds. I have never been over 600 pounds. Still not 600 pounds. So there was...
Yeah, but the thing is, no one's going to believe you because... the biggest problem with lying constantly is like no one is just going to believe you. You can call it a conspiracy theory all you like. No one will believe you. Because, like, didn't she claim that she was, like, 587, ridiculously close to 600 pounds? And it's just like... It wouldn't surprise me if you just fudge. It's like there's this guy called, like I said, I've talked about Boogie2988. He was like 600 pounds, but he also did the thing where he's like, he never passed 600 pounds. He was always like, well, I was like 590. I was like 589. You know, he was like, he never would say I was over 600 pounds, which a lot of them seem, I think because of things like 600 pound life or like, because like 600 pound is just like so outlandish, no one will go into that extra digit, which I kind of understand. But like he was doing that recently, where he had made this big bold declaration because he was putting on weight rapidly after his weight loss surgery had been, you know, pretty successful. He had lost like 100 and something pounds, and he was down to like, because he dropped a wee bit and he went down. And I think he went down to about 330. Or something like that. So it was probably like 180, 190 pounds I think he lost because of surgery. That's probably an exaggeration, but I don't know. And he started gaining weight rapidly, and he went up, and he was nearly at 400 pounds again. And then he said, guys, if I go on over 400 pounds, I'm making this declaration to you guys. I am going to check myself in to weight loss clinic to beat this food addiction I have. And then he just kept saying, no, I'm 380 pounds, as he even more so than Amber, very visibly got so much fatter on camera. And people would be like, bro, are you not checking yourself? And he's like, no, why would I? I'm only 380 pounds. It's like, dude, come on, let's not. You put on like 8 inches around your waist, maybe more. And he's like, nope, I'm still 380 pounds. Nope, still 380. And it's a guy, can we just not? And he's like, okay, guys, I've lied to you. I'm not 380 pounds. I'm 390. And it's like, dude, I know you had to give some space because it's so obvious you gained weight again, but like, let's not pretend the very visible difference is a 10-pound increase. That's not. It's how I see Amber. Like, it's just how I see Amber. She doesn't want to ever be over 600 pounds because that is like freak status in a lot of people's heads. 500 pounds, yeah, pretty bad already. But I think a lot of people think 600 pounds was like 600 pound lives, 600 pound sisters, everything like that now. And she is just like, nah, I will never admit it, even if I do.
It's a new scale that I bought that I started using. You guys actually saw that.
The 50th new scale,
when I first got it, it was only like 2 to 3 pounds different from the scale that I was using before. It actually made me 2 to 3 pounds heavier, and I was totally fine with that. I was like, it's cool. Then there was like 2 weeks where I did not weigh myself at all. And I stepped on the scale and it said I was down like 30 pounds. I was like, I'm doing the damn thing.
Oh God, here we go.
Inaccurate. It was inaccurate. Unfortunately,
how do
that
you
scale,
know?
it weighs Feline right on point. Right on.
Then how? Guys, when a scale weighs me, it's just inaccurate. Yeah, and yes, I get it. Because she's so fucking huge. But if that is all you have to base yourself off, you can't say it's inaccurate. I'm sorry. We're already fucking. We're gonna get the 51st fucking scale in this fucking program.
Point with our other scale too. So the whole time I thought I was a certain weight, but I wasn't. So I went to my trusty scale that I stopped using because of my ankle, but my ankle's completely healed, doesn't hurt.
Because
ever.
It wasn't working?
It's totally fine. It's just the scale is a higher platform and it does do this little thing because it's on this little...
It wobbles?
I'll have to show you guys.
Why does your scale wobble? If your scale wobbles, I wouldn't consider it accurate because it's meant to be like totally solid. It's meant to have like a solid base. If you step on your scale and it wobbles side to side, I would not think it's recording your weight accurately. What?
In a video or something. The scale is actually meant for like car parts. I bought this years ago.
Oh
super
God,
expensive.
get to the point.
But it's the most accurate scale. It's never faltered, and I've had it.
But you don't know that. I'm sorry. This is the thing. The problem is she has no idea what her weight is. She genuinely. So like her argument that she was like, "Oh guys, I've never been over 600 pounds." It's like, but you have no idea if your scales are accurate. A month and a half ago, the other scale was super accurate. Oh, it was 1 or 2 pounds off, but who really cares about that, guys? Yeah, but now it's just like, oh yeah, but then the next time I weighed myself, it was 30 pounds down. Oh, but it's now inaccurate. It's like, so you might have been over 600 pounds. You have no fucking idea because you decided one scale is inaccurate. How do you know that scale is inaccurate and the other scale is inaccurate?
For years, but it was hurting my ankle when I was getting on it, but it doesn't anymore. So I just...
Surely if she goes to weight loss and she has meetings with her dietitian and stuff like that, surely they have a scale. And surely if it's a weight loss clinic, they have scales high enough for people 600 pounds plus probably. So why doesn't she do her weigh-in there? Why? So surely she should know more or less what she is, because it's been ages since we have had a weigh-in. Absolutely ages since we've had a weigh-in. Surely at some point during the weight loss surgery, they would have weighed her.
I'm going back to that. So when I stepped on the scale and I saw that other scale was inaccurate,
what did
my
you
heart
say?
dropped. I was very upset with myself.
What did you say?
My dietitian does know my weight, and she knows my accurate weight, which is the one that you're about to know.
See, that's what I was just saying. Then, but you're just all over you're just all over the fucking place. At the point here, why did your heart drop if you knew what your accurate weight was with the dietitian? That doesn't make any sense. If you knew what your accurate weight was, wouldn't you just be like, oh, this is faulty? You wouldn't take it seriously.
I'm very let down, but you know what? It's okay. I'm going to be following my dietitian's rules, doing everything.
You apparently
that
already
she wants me
were.
to do, like food-wise. So I'm really excited for that
You
to start
already
showing up on the
were.
scale. But here's my weigh-in.
You're excited for that to start showing up on the scale. You already were when, like a month ago, when you were claiming you're eating like 600 to 800 calories. That was you following your dietitian's advice. And then for some reason, recently, your dietitian increased your daily allowance up to like 2,500 or something like that. And now you're excited for it because you think that will help you lose weight, even though apparently you were following it when you're eating like 800 calories and that wasn't apparently helping you lose weight now, which that doesn't actually make sense.
For today, I did take a picture for you guys, 523.6.
Oh my God.
And it's sad because I did think I was...
So it's heavier than you started, because she was 520 when she started. She was 520 when she started. And is that like her old scale? Isn't that her old scale? Like, I thought you were going to get the dietitian's scale. Because they usually have very different scales for those things, like with handles and all, like for like large people to step in. Like doctor scales generally, at least from what I've seen from other people, I don't know, like every scale's different probably, but like you would expect it to be kind of different.
Back in the 400s, but I am okay. I am so okay with this. It
Why?
kind of feels like, I don't want to say a fresh start because this is not no phase one.
But it's 4 months heading towards 5 months after your fresh start, and you're heavier than you were. And you're like, I'm happy with this. Why would you be happy with this? You've failed. Even if we went off the weight loss surgeries hilariously, like I said, I remember me laughing about that, guys, where they said, and I think everyone laughed at it too. It was like, you only have to lose 1 pound to show that you're ready for weight loss surgery. Well, she couldn't even do that, guys. She couldn't even do that. Why would you be happy with this? Why is she trying to spin this as like a positive? It just is so fucking bizarre. Oh my God, it's worse than I thought it was. Like because Yeah, it's worse than I thought it was. Is it? I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. This is wow. That's like how much has she been lying to us? Like straight up, guys. How much has she been lying to us? That's why she's going, guys. There are conspiracies that me was once over 600 pounds. Imagine something like that. Me over 600 pounds. I was like, bro, like. You were talking about how on track you were, and you're eating like 800 calories a day, and you've gained weight in the last few months. And you've apparently been on track, and you said you haven't binged once. You haven't binged once. How have you put on weight? That doesn't make any sense.
I've been in phase 1 since what? Let me check the time now.
She's so funny and quirky, guys. Does she not realize this is why people really don't like her? Why people turn on her, why she gets such negative response, why she keeps going like, oh my god, guys, I'm not going to talk about my weight loss because everyone's so mean about it. And here she is, delivering a fucking bombshell that she is heavier than she was at the start of her weight loss program. And she's like, tee guys, look at me, I'm so quirky. Tee oh, it's actually fine that I've put on weight. Tee guys, oh my god, it's so funny. Oh, Christ. No wonder, because it usually, like, her fans at least like vote her up, and she usually has like 500 to 600, you know, from when I see them, usually 500 to 600, sometimes 800 likes. Like it's like 300 right now. It is like, it's ridiculously low. So even her fans aren't happy with this. Even her tiny actual fan base aren't happy with this.
Okay, since December, everyone's always like, oh my god, Amberlynn.
You've been phase 1 since December. You've been phase 1 your entire life. I would argue phase 0, but like, fuck off. Like, since December, guys. Stop trying to downplay it. Stop trying to act like this is the first time you tried to lose weight ever. That's just pathetic.
In her phase 1, like, I have heard this in almost every single video since like December. You guys, I'm staying in this phase. We're doing the damn thing. But yeah, it just feels nice to know like my real weight, and it kind of sucks.
It feels nice to know
that I wasn't, and it's fine.
It's
not it doesn't change the work that I've done already.
It does. It was pointless. You were doing it incorrectly. It massively changes. If I spent 40 years building a bridge, and I finally was like, I think I'm nearly finished this, and I put one foot on it, and instantly all collapses, and then someone goes like, shows up and just goes, yeah, mate, you actually built that upside down. I wouldn't be like, oh, well, it's fine. The time wasn't wasted, guys. And it's like, no, quite literally was. Literally it was. There's no way you could even spin this into a positive. This is entirely not fine. You lied to us for months, saying like, I was on track, I was doing so good, I know what I'm doing, guys. Oh my god, you people are trying to tell me how to diet. I know what I'm doing, guys. I'm like a dieting expert. And then you come back here fucking heavier.
Anything like that kind of just makes me want to push harder and do better. So
being a failure makes you want to push harder. It hasn't made you push harder any of the other 50 times. God, this is... I'm glad I didn't review this yesterday, because I would have been a lot more fucking snarky.
I'm excited for that. So, welcome to the weigh-in era. I know that I do weigh-ins and then I stop them and I do them and I stop them, but I think instead of like having that like fixed schedule, I'm just going to do them randomly. So there won't be any like stopping and starting. Anyways, I'm rambling. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you.
Imagine just she's like being smug during this. She's trying to be quirky during this. She did the big whole sympathy dump earlier on. Like, this video was very manipulative, calculating. It's kind of disgusting. But yeah, guys, I really hated this. I'm probably going to clip out the middle segment. But yeah, guys, I'm going to leave us here. There is no Patreon. Unfortunately, well, not really unfortunately, I've decided that I haven't really been doing enough content, because the majority of my Patrons were from my main channel, which I've been kind of slacking with, honestly. I've been incredibly busy in real life. These are really easy because I can crack them out in about 40-50 minutes, whilst my scripted content takes hours. So yeah, guys, Patreon has been cancelled. I'm sorry if you were a fan of my Patreon or anything like that. Like I said, I don't really think I did anything for it. But yeah, guys, I just decided I didn't want to keep taking money when I wasn't really giving enough, so I've cancelled my Patreon. Might come back in the future when I have a better set schedule, when I have more free time to actually work. But I don't want to do an Amberlynn here, but there's a lot of changes going on in my life right now. And I just do not have as much time for YouTube as I used to. So yeah. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.